Hello and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft on Nyxus Gaming. We clearly are not in our survival world today. We're going to be doing something a little bit different this week. After losing all of my netherite equipment to the warden last week, I really did not feel like doing that again. Ooh, I'm not a huge fan of how that path sways that way. We're gonna have to fix that. Anyways, this is my server that I have up and running, which also doubles as my creative build world, as you can see, where I've been steadily building this town for a while. There are a bunch of other episodes where you can see me building most of this stuff, so if you're curious, go check out that playlist. And lately, I haven't felt a lot of inspiration for building this. I wanted to build this whole area out, and I just kind of came to a standstill. That being said, I have gained some new inspiration for what I want to do with this stretch of land. So before starting this episode, I expanded this little camp here, this builder's camp. I extended the path all the way this way. I built this wall. I terraformed this area and made the little riverwalk area here. This whole section is going to be an elven embassy of sorts, and we'll probably start on that next week. But before we do that today, this week, I want to build something in this area here. This is going to be a Beastmaster's hut, where you will be able to buy wolves, cats, and parrots at the very least on the server if you so please. So let's get to building. I know I want a pen. I want maybe like a little dome area for the birds here, and then the actual hut, and maybe a side bit of the house for the actual cats and stuff. What material should we build it out of? I do think it should be made out of wood. Do I want it to be boring oak wood though? I mean, honestly, I haven't used too much oak all around, and it'll contrast with the wall there, so I don't think it'll look terrible. I think we will start with oak, and we'll get kind of a basic layout going. We gotta leave room for the pin, so don't forget that. This first bit, I don't want to be super big, so maybe we go 5 and then the corner, and then we'll make it kind of rectangle shaped. So that's just going to be like the main hut area. You'll walk in here. He might live in this little room, but you'll also be able to buy all the pets from him. And then we're going to expand out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corner. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 corner. Yeah, that should be about the size that I want the cat area to be. Maybe not that big. Yeah, maybe we bring it in a couple, actually, because it's mainly just going to be cats living in here. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then the corner. Right about there, and then we come over to there. Let's get the corner lined up right. Yeah, I think that should do right there. And then we'll make the pin right over here. So let's go ahead and start on the walls for this. This first hut is going to be very simple, very, very simple. Almost like a villager's hut type thing. And, you know, I'm definitely going to accent the walls a little bit, but I've always liked just building the shell of the builds first and then adding details. So it's not going to look amazing right away. And then we'll do that and that, just so we have a little door into the cat area there. How tall do we want it? I think this first hut is only going to be about that tall. Do I want to extend this like here, actually? That might be a little better, but then that looks weird. Maybe we do like a double door. That might make that look a little better. So the corners of the house will actually be there. Yeah, that already looks a bit more agreeable. Like I said, this hut's not going to be too big, but the cat area is going to be a little bigger to accent it. So let's go ahead and finish this part up first, and then we'll do the add-on. We'll do we want, I think we want the window in the back, so he can keep an eye on the pin. If he has a window here, it's not really going to do too much for him, you know? I mean, I guess we can put a window. That way he can look on the path and see if anyone's just passing him by, going into the embassy and stuff. All right, and then we'll do this. That's going to be his door into that section. The roof, I don't want to do just oak planks. I want to do something a bit darker. See, that's made of spruce and dark oak. Would it look like too blendy if I did that? I could do like a stone roof, maybe. No, let's keep it simple. We'll just do some darker wood. We'll do some spruce. Yeah. All right, that's going to come off the sides here a bit. Oh my god, I'm so terrible. I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, so fair warning if I'm messing up a bunch of stuff. I'm a little rusty at building in this game. That's why I wanted to do this area first before going into the embassy area, because this will be nice practice to get back into it, you know? All right, and then on this side, I don't know how I want to blend it right away, because it's going to blend into the bigger section. Let's maybe build this wall out a little bit more so we can work on blending that at the same time. It's going to be a little bit higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be okay. What we might do, actually, is get rid of this. And then we might just flatten out this bit so that that will look better coming off of it, you know? I think that would probably be a good idea. All right, so let's do that, and then we'll grab some of these spruce planks, and let's just go across like this for now. Do we want to flatten it there, or do we want to bring it up one more? If I bring it up too much, then I worry about it hitting this roof here, you know? Like already I feel like that's too high. Maybe we make this even higher then. Up to there, maybe? Because then, if we do this across, and we have this overhanging, my worry is that that'll hit that too much, you know? But I think that ought to be fine. Let's get some slabs. And we'll go across here. I don't like too much how that looks, honestly. That might not work out how we want it. Like, I'm not a fan of this strip of wood here. But then if I change this, we're going to have this strip of wood showing up here. Which means we might want this to actually go a little bit higher than what it is. And again, that's going to cause problems with it blending there. I could maybe just do a slab. Like, up a slab. That is it. Oh, that looks really dumb like that, though. What if I do that, maybe? Not a fan. I am not a fan of how this is looking at all here. It's just supposed to be a dumb little, like, extension of the building. How is this gonna work? Because I feel like it's too high from the door. So maybe something more like that. That already looks a bit better. And then we won't have to worry about this. We can change that back. And then do this again. Sorry. My throat was a little scratchy there. How did I do this over here? Yeah, just that across. And that's like a nice little add-on to it. Okay, I think I can go with that. For now. Might put all of this together and then want to slowly change stuff as I do the details, you know? But we'll pop those two doors on there. And then we'll get started on this section. Go ahead and build these walls back out. Get rid of that. Figured this would be a really nice break from the survival. What is... Oh, that's missing. That's why. And I know it's probably not what everyone wants, but it's what I want to do. So who cares, right? Okay, do I want to match these struts on this side? What if this is a nice middle here. So we can do like multiple throughout. I want to put another one there. Is that too close together? I think that might be fine. Having these little support pillar strut type things throughout does add a little bit of definition, and it lets us do stuff in the middle of them if we really want to as well. Okay, let's build them all up, and then we'll do the wall in between. And then we'll work on the roof, and we'll start adding details after that. Do I want windows so people can peer in and see the cats? I think I do. But what I might end up doing here is maybe get rid of this. And we'll do like a little stylized window that kind of curves out maybe. Something like this, and then we do... That does not look as good as I thought it would, actually. No, I don't think that's working out how I want it to. But we can do like some in the middles right here, and we can just make those windows for now, I guess. Don't really need windows on this side though. Although windows look nice, they do add some definition to the building. We'll see what we want to do with this side. We'll put them on the back though. Because why not, right? Why not? That way the back matches the front at the very least. So they were on that level. Yeah. And then the rest of the wall there. How's it looking? It's not looking terrible yet. Not looking like super quality like some of my other builds, but you know, like I said, I'm a little rusty. It'll get better, trust me. Windows. Windows? Are those in colored blocks? I know. Yeah, they are. Okay, glass panes. Go ahead and pop these on. And we'll do them on the hut part as well. I do feel like this extension is a little bit big just to have cats in it. Maybe we could do something else with it. Maybe, no, I don't think it would be a good idea to have the birds and the cats in the same place. So we still want to do a separate area for the birds, I think. Okay, roof time, roof. How tall do I want this roof to go? Because honestly, I was just planning on doing your average triangle roof. And I think it'll look fine with that. But do I want it to triangle all the way to the top or flatten out at some point is the question. We'll see how tall this gets and then go from there. Alright, do that and that side. And see, this will extend the wall a little bit too, make it taller. Maybe then, actually, if that's gonna extend... Come on, get to the log. We can do 2 layers of windows here. So we can knock this out and put more glass panes up. That's looking okay, honestly. I'm digging that. Okay, and then we would do the same on this side. Across here. Don't mind the misplaced blocks. Blow out this wall. And then the glass panes. I feel like my mouse is acting up on me a little bit too, which is why I'm having issues navigating the hotbar. Alright, place that down. Let's just put these down for now. That way we can get an idea of how this is looking. That's going to be it for the windows. I'm not going to do another layer of windows. I feel at that point it just kind of starts looking bad, you know? Unless you're doing like a massive skyscraper. When you're getting into like very large scale builds in this game, repetition is okay, I think. Because then you just start getting into, wow, it's big. I'm not going to pay attention to the details, if that makes sense. Alright, let's get this, and then we might see how it looks if we just flatten it out here. I think that might be an okay spot to do it at. If I can place these down. I still hate working with stairs. That has not changed. Okay, so if I were to do that... That doesn't look bad, flattened out like that. I think we might keep that. Alright. So let's just finish this up, and the shell will be complete. We can start adding details like maybe some windowsills and plants outside the front. Disclaimer, I am not a very big interior build person, so I don't know, maybe I'll come back at some point and add interior decorations to this, or I'll have a friend do it. But we are definitely not working on the interior of the building in this video. Small disclaimer. Okay, so windowsills. Do we want these to be made out of these? Or do we want to... Let's get a different color in here. Or a different shade, I should say. I don't think a light... like birch color will look too good. Definitely don't want the orange or the pink or the red or blue. That would pop way too much. Jungle, I'm not a fan of that shade. Should I try the dark oak? Let's get dark oak fences and stairs. We'll drive a pillar going all the way down here. And maybe here as well. No, let's make that one out. That way it's just nicely on the corner, you know? Or maybe we... How does it look just on the corner? It looks kind of dumb, not gonna lie. If I just do that and maybe I have a lantern hanging off of it, that's looking okay. Lantern, lantern. These are the detail bits that I was talking about that I would do. Get rid of the door. We aren't gonna reuse the door. I gotta have this place nice and lit up, you know? I feel like they kind of look dumb hanging off that much, so maybe we put them there. That's okay, I think. And then... Tell you what, we put it there? No. I don't know, I'll figure out lights on that section here in a second. Let's keep working with these windowsills. I feel like those are way too thick. I know some people, they'll use like walls maybe on them. But all the walls are like stone textures, and I don't want a lot of stone in this. I think maybe we could do something with trapdoors. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of building with trapdoors. I know a lot of people do, and it looks really good. It looks really nice, you know? But I don't like the idea of some random passerby coming by and, oh, look at this nice little build. I'm gonna make it look terrible by flipping everything. I know, I've done it on servers. I'm that guy. I don't want people doing that to me. Maybe if we just, also, it bothers me that while those look functionally exactly the same, they're not. That bothers me a lot. If we do that, maybe, that's kind of nice looking. Let's go into nature, because what I'm thinking also is we just get some nice oak leaves, right? And we line them up on the sides here, maybe. Maybe get rid of that. Have this go all the way in, perhaps? Let's actually... we'll do some moss. I don't use a lot of moss. It's a sort of newer block. But what I'm thinking, since this is the bottom floor, we can kind of make these more like planters. By doing something like that-ish. And then maybe we don't want this quite connected like that, if that's the case. Although we could, like, extend it out just by one. I kind of liked having the little border here, but what would we do with it? Should I keep the oak leaves there? I mean, that's not terrible. It wouldn't look right on the second layer, though, I don't think. Because now that's just kind of floating there. You could maybe just have, like, a little awning. And then perhaps get rid of that. Dark oak blocks. Grab that. We don't need the glass panes anymore, I don't think. And then how does it look if we just make this fence go all the way up? I think that looks a bit better, honestly. Like, that's getting there. And now we can probably just plop the lanterns there. Put that there. I think that's looking pretty good for detail now. And we would just match that on the other side, I would think. And then we got this just full blank wall to deal with. Tell you what, before we tackle that blank wall, I do want to tackle this section here. And I might do something similar here. With the fences on the side and the trapdoors kind of making the little planters for the moss. Because that's just something quick and easy to do. I do feel like if we're going to keep this on the corner, we should keep all of these on the corner. Let's take these and move them out one. And then that just connected with grass there. It doesn't look as good with the smaller wall. But I think it's okay. What if we did this and we threw more lanterns on? That's okay. I like that. And this front section, I'm not too sure what we want to do here. I do think it looks better lined up like that. Maybe that's honestly all we want to do with it. I mean, I don't think it looks too good with just that there. Or like that. Yeah, we might just keep this. Keep that face kind of blank like that, because it doesn't look terrible. This, however, will kind of do the same that we did before. It's going to awkwardly run into the corner, though. That's fine. Should we be putting one like there? No, because we can still see like that section there. Yeah, I think that's fine. And now we'll repeat the backside here and get that looking good. And at this rate, I don't know if we'll have time to do the parrot section. I think we will. That one shouldn't be too hard if we do it how I think I'm going to do it. All right, so leaves, and then those. There was another leaf in the middle. I believe the fence went... Did the fence go all the way up, or was it broken? It was broken in the middle there. Okay. Broken in the middle. And then we had the stairs going all the way across. Don't think there was a stair on the edge. I believe it was these blocks because we put the lanterns there. And then we got the trapdoors. I think there was a trapdoor in the center on that bush, but not on the two outside ones. Yeah. Does that look the same? I think it does. I don't notice anything terribly different. Okay. Now we got this section, which I suppose I could put in windows, give the cats some nice sunlight if I really wanted to. And that would break up a lot of this. I'm gonna definitely do a similar design, because I'm liking how that looks and it's easy to do. Let's go ahead and put down the bottom. And then should we fence up in the middle like we did? It's going to be like a lot of fences though, because I have 3 support struts here. Might get rid of that center strut, because that would be 4. Right now it's 4, 2, 2, 4. If I get rid of the center, it would be 4, 5, 4. Yeah. You've convinced me. We're getting rid of this, and we're making this solid oak. Let's grab that. Fill that up to the top. And should we do windows? That's the question. Thought we were possibly done with these, but I guess not. See, the other thing, if I do the center strut going through here, it's only going to have one on top, so we might only have room for 1 layer of windows. Or maybe we do like a different window design. Like maybe something like that. I feel like the center one should be the bigger one if we do that. So let's fill that in. Throw in some glass. We'll see how it looks. And go from there. I feel like it could work. We just need more, you know? We need more. Also, it's a little weird that the windows aren't directly on the ground here. So what if we do make them bigger, so they actually connect? And then we make this middle one even bigger. And perhaps break that. and these. You gotta get a good window to wall ratio going, you know? That's the issue I'm having with this. How would it look if I did do a center bit here? I couldn't do it on the middle is the issue because that window's a bit bigger. I mean, the two side ones look okay because they're basically the same as those there. Need my my stairs back. See how this looks real quick. And then, what if these are throwing me off right here. These corner bits. So, maybe? No, not at all. Not like that. What if I just... No. Am I gonna have to just make this even bigger like that for it to look good? That might be what I have to do. I feel like that's too big, though. What if I'm not getting the ratio right, and it's really messing with me, so I might just have to do that across and then fix these and make it pretty much exactly the same. I wanted to do something different on this side, but it's not working out. So I think we'll just have to go with that. And it's not a terrible design. It's just, like I said, I wanted to do something different. And it doesn't look terrible with just the one strip there either. So I think I'm okay with that. We should probably go ahead and add some flowers for now. I don't want like any of the tall flowers. The double tall ones. I just want the one block ones. So I'm just going to grab a nice variety of all of these. And we will start placing them down kind of semi-randomly, you know? Whoops. Go place down a bunch of these yellow ones. And then we'll put some blue orchids down. Not all of them need like one flower because we won't be able to fit like all the flowers down if we do that. Let's throw some purple alliums in. I feel like that one section's already full, so want to be careful where we're throwing these. That one, put some daisies down. Pop one of those. Actually, for lore accurate reasons to the world, we do not want to put daisies down. So let's get rid of those. We'll put down some poppies, get some red in here, you know, since we can't do the double tall roses. Let's get some red in. And then let's see, we'll use this for white. Go ahead. No, that looks bad with those right next to each other. All right, one in the back, one there. What's a color I haven't used? I've used yellow, I've used blue, I've used white, and I've used purple and red. I haven't used orange. Is there a different color, though? Because orange is kind of similar to red. No, it looks like orange is what we're going with. That's fine. This should fill out all the flower beds. Do I really have room for just 3 of them? Okay. All right, that is honestly not a bad looking building for my first time getting back into this after a while. Okay, so we want a fence as well. I'm just going to use oak. Actually, probably should use this because it's going to connect to that. And we'll have it like go along the path here a little bit. I don't think I want it to connect directly to the wall here. So we won't do that. How far back do I want it to go, though? That's a good question. Do I have it? Ooh, let's have it connect here. That'll make it nice and rounded, you know? There's not going to be much building on this pin. I'm literally just going to build the perimeter for it, if anything. Let's get rid of this piece. The idea is you come here, you want to buy an animal. You can look in the window, see all the cats running around and playing. And then you can come over here and you can see all the dogs running around in the yard too. Especially, right now the server's on 1.21.1. So I don't think they have them yet on this version. But if I were to update it, I could put like all the different variants of the dogs running around here, which I think would be really cool. Okay, so I think this is a good edge here. And then we will kind of curve it in here. Yeah, I think that's a good pin for the dogs. Also, I don't have it set to where grass can grow in this world. So any chance I need to replace the dirt on my own. There we go. That's like half of it right there. For the birds are going to be a little more interesting because I want like a little tower, but then like a glass dome at the top so they can kind of like fly close to the sun. And now that I'm thinking about it, get roasted alive by the sun like a magnifying glass. Probably not the best, technically, but I think it'll look fine, hopefully. I don't want just like a full glass dome, though, is the issue. So we'll start here with like a circle. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll do 5. Do like 2 there. Is that right? I don't think that's going to be circular enough. I definitely haven't made a circle in this game in a while. Right there. I mean, I guess it's kind of circular-ish. You know what it is? No. What we should do is make it like that. That way, it'll circle like that. I think that'll be a better circle. So 1, 2, 1, 2. That goes there. That matches there. 1, 2, 1, 2. Go there? Yeah, you go there. Then you just come 1 out. Do you? Or 1 in? 1 in. Yeah, I think that'll be a better circle. Let's grab some more oak. That way the theme stays similar. And we'll fill out these walls just to like get an idea of how circular it is. Might have to add like 1 more on the corners. That's not looking... Okay. Yeah, I think... Oh my god, it keeps getting bigger though. I didn't really want it to be that big. Because if it keeps getting bigger, it's going to be bigger than the actual house, you know? Which isn't ideal. You know what I could do? I could just keep it here, maybe. I don't know how this would look with like a dome coming off of it. or like a glass roof, but I could maybe just make this into 2 floors and have the birds on like the 2nd floor, because this dome isn't working out the way I really wanted it to already. It's way too big. Do I need to do the amateur Minecraft builder thing and pull up the circle chart? Am I that bad? No, I'm not that bad. Let's center of the circle, right? And then you build like, you skip a space and you build 1 on each edge, and that gets you the size of your circle, right? The outer reaches. I think that is a good size for the circle. It's not too big like this previous one was. And now from here, you never want your circle to just have 1 point like that. So you want to at least build out a little bit on each corner, or each side, I should say. And then you just connect. But see, when you're dealing with small circles like that, sometimes they don't look like a circle. They look like a diagonal square, which I think on the actual circle chart, it wants you to fill out like these corners here, which does make it look a little bit more circular. I'll give it that. We might go with that. Let's go with that. Okay, so I think the first floor should be made out of... See, now I'm looking at this and realizing it is extremely small for a bunch of birds to fly around in it. So maybe we don't go with this idea. Maybe we do just use the 2nd floor. Okay, we'll make some modifications to here to make it a bird area. So glass would be colored. And we'll throw in a glass roof. Glad I still have that technique down. The instant break in place just speeds this up speeds it up a lot until you misclick like that. Okay, so that gives like a nice glass roof. Looks a little odd from here. But keep in mind, if we're doing this, this floor will be separated from this one. So we won't, if we're looking down like this, we won't be able to see the glass roof like that. We will if we look into the 2nd story windows, though. But that's fine, you know. That's fine. Okay. And honestly, if we just do that, then we're pretty much done, I think. Because the rest of the build would be interior. I'm thinking about this right. Yeah, so... I mean, I still got like 15 minutes left that I gotta do of this. I could throw something else in. This wasn't my first idea for this build, or this week's Minecraft video, if I'm being honest. I recorded something else. It was like 27 minutes total, and it just wasn't long enough, so I scrapped it. I still have the recording. I could put at the end here. I could, as a little bonus thing. But that would put this video at like 1 hour and 10 minutes, which isn't crazy long compared to the normal Minecraft videos. But it is a little bit longer. You know what we should do? We should give the dogs like some shade, and we need a way out into the dog pen. I'm realizing that too. So we aren't completely done here. Should we scrap this, I think? And back door, or let's put a door in through here, I think. Let's take this. It's going to be the door into the cat area. We can put some stairs going up into the bird area, maybe. Probably a hatch. That way they don't mix. We can open and close it, and then that door there. And then we'll kind of do the same thing we did here with just the leaves going around, I think. Although that looks a little bit dumb. You know what might look good, though? Just to connect these. Oh, but then you got, like, the spruce directly touching the dark oak. No, never mind on that. Huh. This is a little bit of a predicament. Do we do double doors? Would that look better? Kind of not really. I think it's just the bushes aren't looking too good there. What if we do like a little, like something like that maybe? So there's like a little bit of a walkway going out into the dog area. That's not bad. I don't think that's bad at all. Definitely looks better than how I had it, I think. And then I want to do something here, like maybe an awning. But I feel like it's gonna look bad between the spruce and the dark oak, you know? Yeah, no, I don't like that. Do not like that. I don't... No, let's get rid of that. I might just keep that like that for now. We can put like a little fence gate in, at the very least. I can type, you know? Never been my strong suit, typing, if I'm being honest. Do some dark oak. Right about there. And then maybe even... No. No, it can connect to the bushes. That's fine. Maybe a double. No, because then it doesn't line up with the door. Yeah, I think that is fine for now. I was going to look at maybe giving the dogs some kind of shade. That would be nice when it's super sunny, because even the birds will have some kind of shade in here if they need it, because that glass doesn't go through the entire roof. But I think it'll be fine. We might just spend the rest of this doing kind of miscellaneous things, like fixing this grass here. I can kind of talk about what I want to do with the Elven Embassy. The Elven Embassy is going to have 3 parts to it, and it's going to be beyond that wall there. So I'll move over and I'll do that after I fix all of this. This also sucks because I was hoping for this to fill this kind of whole area here. So now I'm going to have to figure out possibly something else to go there, which is a little annoying, but it is what it is. Okay, so this area is the Elven Embassy. The main building is going to be right there. I have an idea for how I want it to look, and I think it will look very good. It's actually, like, I saw some cool roof designs that I want to try with it, and that led to the inspiration I have for this whole area. So that's really nice. The main building's going to be there. I'm going to have just elven-type gardens going throughout the front here. That'll look really nice. I don't know if that'll be a build video. That might just be something I do on my own, because I feel like I'm going to be just breaking and replacing a lot of different stuff while doing that. But over here, I still have the sign down for it. This is going to be an elven-style watchtower right here. And it will kind of keep an eye on the river here. And it'll be nice because they can see over the river over that direction. I would also really like to do something with this just plateau of land here. And my first thought was a watchtower. But I feel like if I do the Elven watchtower there, I don't need this watchtower here. So if you have any ideas for what I could do there, definitely let me know down in the comments. Other ideas, there's going to be like a big farm over on this island here. This island is just kind of in this big intersection for the rivers. And it's going to be just a big farm area that does all its trading in the city there. The Elven Embassy is also going to act as like a natural wall. I want a wall connecting this end of the little river walk to the tower there. Maybe a wall from the tower to the actual embassy building, and then a wall from this tower to the embassy building. So it's all going to be closed off, and it'll be a nice little border to all this city area. I was also looking at this little hole here. There are a lot of monsters in this forest. Like, I mean, a lot. It'll be very dangerous in here unless I can maybe set up a region or something to... I don't want to get rid of all the monsters, but I don't know if I'll be able to dampen how many there are. That's going to be an interesting thing to work on. But I was looking at that little grove area. I feel like it would be interesting to put something in here because it is just like a conveniently carved out hole in the trees there. Maybe it'll just be a little road where the elves come to and from the embassy from. The actual elven town is going to be somewhere way over on that side of the plains, nestled deep into the forest. And that little ice pillar is going to be another farm, but it's going to be like a burnt down farm that has been destroyed. A lot of this plains area is going to be very war-torn because on that side way over there, that's where the orcs live, and the orcs have previously went to war with this town. The elves kind of helped this town in the conflict, but it's a very recent event in the world. And you can even come down here to this NPC. Beware the plains ahead. There may be orcs about. So yeah, that's like all plans. I wanted to start building on this whole plains area after I finished this, but I kind of got halfway through. Just lost inspiration for what I wanted to do. It's kind of picked up with the Elven Embassy, but as I said, I need something for there. I need something for this area now. Over on this side of things, I do eventually want to rebuild these bleachers here because, I'm going to be honest, they're fucking terrible. I have an idea for how I want them to look, but I feel like it's beyond my skill level, so I've kind of avoided it. I'm thinking maybe like a fisherman's hut, either there or up on this hill here. You got the big magic area. And for this area, I don't know if it'll fill the entire thing. I still got to plan it out a bit, but I'm thinking like a little carnival, a visiting carnival or amusement park type thing just on the edge of the city. I feel like that would be a really fun thing to do. And then somewhere on this side of the giant lake I want to do another farm that occasionally just boats over and sells their stuff in the city. So we're getting to the point where the main city is done. We're just kind of building the infrastructure around it and expanding into an area for more cities. The whole server is coming along well. I should have included the IP for it at the beginning of this episode, so feel free to hop on. It's kind of dead recently. Not even me and my friends have really been on. It is version 1.21.1, so you might have to backdate your Minecraft. But you would normally spawn in this room down here, where we have a lot of the staff listed, me and my friends mainly. And then over here, I have all the different plugins that we're using. And then server ranks and stuff. I do have a VIP rank. I don't expect everyone to go for it. But if you become a channel member for my YouTube, I will instantly upgrade you to VIP on this server. That is one of the perks. And then there are various worlds and stuff too. If you talk to this guy here, just come up and right-click him. He will send you on over to the survival world, where me and some of my friends have built and done stuff. Not really near spawn, but it is here. I was in here earlier, and I'm not sure why. It's just a massive group of pillagers all over the spawn point. It's a little concerning, if you ask me. But it is what it is. The idea is you play in survival, you do what you want, and you occasionally come back to this world, the RPG world. You bring your goods with you. I want to set up quests and dungeons here eventually. And you might also take your goods here, head on over to the marketplace or any other shops you find. And you can come to, say, this guy, right-click him, and buy and sell all your stuff, make money. You can come over here, use that money if you want, buy different woods. You can buy dyes if you want. This guy's a blacksmith. He can sell and buy armor from you. And then there's a magic shop. There's a whole lot of stuff going on in this world. And it's been kind of my pet project for a while. Have I rambled enough to make this an hour-long video? What are we at? We're at like 56 minutes. But yeah, definitely if you have the free time, if you're on Java Edition, this is Java, not Bedrock, definitely pop on, enjoy yourselves. Here on the server, just don't cause any trouble. There are rules, of course. No hacking, no griefing, no stealing, no excessive cursing or caps, no harassment, and don't forget, subscribe to Nyxus Gaming on YouTube if you haven't, and ding that bell. I don't know what else I can talk about here. If you have ideas for what we can do on the server too, definitely leave those in the comments, because there's like an archery section set up by the main barracks. There's this horse racing track. There's this whole magic area. If you become a VIP member, we do have this tower with a couple of other honorary VIPs kind of grandfathered in. One very close friend of mine, and then a friend that he got on. And then this portal here leads to a very specific VIP-only room that I will not show off on video. You'll have to figure out what that is for yourself. But I think that's enough for now. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Next week, I don't think we're going back to survival. I'm taking a small break from it. If you can't tell, I really want to at least build this area out, and then we might finally go back. But don't worry, we will eventually go back. I need to get all those advancements. But for now, this is what you get. So thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.